What's up, guys? It's Brendan from Best Life Weight Loss, and today's bike vlog, I want to talk about time. I've talked about it in past. Time is subjective. Time is something that you utilize for yourself. And sleep, when you are utilizing your time effectively, you're going to have everything scheduled out. I've talked about tracking everything, and the idea of scheduling everything out is to have the time, make the time. I don't have the regular sleep schedule everyone else does. I work nights, I work graveyard, so my schedule ends up being different. Breakfast times, lunch times, dinner times, and the concept of going to bed early or waking up early, that is really subjective for your journey. Early for you could be fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, because that's what your schedule dictates. A lot of times, I see people doing things, it's because it's what they're used to, it's what they're taught, it's what they see everyone else doing. And what am I always preaching on this channel is that your weight loss journey has to be unique. It's something that you work on, you build upon, and you make your own. So even something as simple as a concept of a set sleep schedule of night and waking up in the morning and having breakfast right when you wake up, all of that, those are in and of themselves are all different tools that you change and you finite into something that you can use for your journey effectively. Everything you research for a weight loss journey is going to talk about how important sleep is. And certain websites, certain articles, they're going to tell you, the benefits of waking up in the morning, the benefits of going to bed at night. I call poppycock bullshit on those. If you are getting the proper amount of sleep you need, it doesn't matter the time you wake up or the time you go to bed. It doesn't matter the time you have breakfast. If you have breakfast when you wake up, perfect. Some people don't like breakfast when they wake up. I stay in a fasted state after I wake up until after I do my workout. It's not for everyone. Some people, they need to have a snack. They need to have a breakfast before they can do their workout. And that is something that's going to be different for everyone. You'll see it a million times. If you want a successful journey, you have to eat breakfast. You have to eat breakfast. You have to eat breakfast. Breakfast is just a tool in itself. It's something that people have gotten to the routine of saying, you have to have breakfast at this time, you have to have lunch at this time, you have to have dinner at this time. Now, none of that shit is relevant. None of that shit is actually something that is, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because it is good to have set times, but those are things that you can control. You can change. Once you start your weight loss journey and you see how subjective everything is, you'll realize how much control you can have over things, and how taking control and having a set schedule and routine, how easy and how much more simple it makes your journey. Time is one of those things where it's so precious, it's so important, you can't get your time back. Once you waste your time, once you use your time, it never returns. So you need to utilize your time properly. And how do I utilize my time properly? I really, when I say that, I fucking plan everything out. If I'm going to the store, if I'm going to get food, if I'm doing anything, there's a routine, there's a time frame that I set for myself. Even hanging out, chilling, gaming, everything I do, I set a time, I know the time. And even if I go past that time, I understand I'm watching. Time, just like everything in your journey, needs to be tracked too, because it's something that you yourself is going to be using in so many different ways. Whether it's how much time you're doing your workout or how you're utilizing sleep. I've talked about sleep debt in the past, getting a little bit of sleep and then catching up on your sleep later. It's not really what this video is about, but that in itself is some way is a way in itself of you're using time properly. utilizing your time. And that's really the concept I want of this video, is to say that having the norms of time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, oh, you have to wake up at this time. If you want to be, I hear things, oh, you want to be successful, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. For who? What the fuck are you talking about? Unless that fits into your schedule, that fits into the needs and the goals that you want. Yeah, when I was working in the morning, I used to wake up at like 3 in the morning to get my workout in, and that's what fit with my schedule. Now I wake up at a different time, I go to bed at a different time. The times themselves don't matter. It's how you utilize the time. It's how you're putting the time forward, putting the effort in to that time. I've said time a million times, but it's one of those things where it can be a big deterrent when you're not utilizing your time properly. It's one of those things where it can become overwhelming. You have something to do and you keep putting it off. You keep procrastinating. What ends up happening is that time dwindles and then you start to panic. You start to not feel good about certain aspects. And I feel like we can really eliminate that by controlling the time of what you're doing. And it seems like it's something simple, like, oh, be mindful of the time, but really start to see and when you make your routine, have the time set, see how much time you're doing everything. See how much time you have for free time. Notice, okay, I got done doing my workout, I got done doing this. I spent 3 hours and 23 minutes watching Netflix. Document that time. Once you understand how your time is being spread around, once you understand how your time is being split throughout your life, then you can pick and choose, add more time in, take time out. Sometimes I want to do a little bit more on my workout. I'm always looking at my time. So I know, hey, I usually do 3 hours in that, move that around, and by tracking everything and planning and having that schedule, you get to control your time in so many different aspects. Not just morning, night, midday, lunch, breakfast, but everything you're doing, you control the time you're doing it. You're gonna feel like you have more time. Before I started really finiting my routine and planning everything, I felt like, oh, there wasn't enough time in the day. But now I find myself looking like, oh, I have an extra hour that I didn't account for. And you allow yourself to do certain things with that. But you don't get to that point of time management without seeing what you're doing, what times you're doing it, how long it's taking you, and tracking it. Because see, what you gotta understand is, you're not gonna be tracking the same time every single day, because eventually you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna see things. So when you're tracking your time, you're gonna be less about writing it down, and it's gonna be more about understanding, hey, this takes me this long, that takes me this long, I wanna do this later. And controlling that aspect of time, controlling your routine, your schedule, it's just another way to push you forward and to get you the results you need. And that's all I want. I want everyone to feel like they can achieve it. And time can be a deterrent for so many people. And I just don't want that. I don't want time to be something people are scared of or they feel like they don't have enough of. If you're tracking your workout and you're scheduling everything and you're seeing how long it takes, you're gonna have more time. And you're gonna feel better knowing that you have the time. I hope you start your weight loss journey today and stay positive, guys.